This is the operational briefing for the LNU Lightning Complex for September 2nd, 0700 to September 3rd, 0700. My name is Jeff Wyndham, Plant Section Chief for Incident Management Team 2. I'd like to ask everybody to please turn off your cell phones, radios, and take any side conversations out of the room. This briefing is also being broadcast on CDF TAC 27 as well as YouTube. You can follow the link on the front of your IAP to get to the YouTube channel. Please ensure social distancing and that you're wearing masks during this briefing, and we'll start with a situational update with Night Operations Landon Hack.
Good morning. Over on Myers, that's all looking really good. They're still doing some suppression repair stuff over there. On the wall bridge, continued mop up and patrol interior, taking care of hazards, and this is going to be getting repopulated, so there's going to be a number of resources over there for calls of service. Over on the east zone for yesterday, from Zulu all the way around to Sierra. Again, this is in patrol status. A lot of fire suppression repair work being done in here. They have a lot of the lower end buttoned up, and they're continuing to move up into Sierra. And as soon as this other stuff in Tango and Victor is available to them, they're ready to engage on that. Tango still continue to be a little bit of heat in here. They're still mopping this up. There were some islands, well interior, that went off yesterday afternoon. I think some folks saw that, but still everything that was going in here was well interior. They're still getting good mop up in there. And then in Whiskey and Victor last night, a lot of good work got done. They're still got probably a day's work in here to get this cut out all the way.
For management objectives, we're going to provide for emergency personnel and public safety at all times, ensure COVID-19 precautions and best practices are met at all times, protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, and maintain fiscal accountability and keep costs commensurate with the values at risk. For Branch 10, we're going to keep the fire north of the Russian River, south of Kelly Road, east of Highway 1, and west of Dry Creek Road. For Branch 20, 25, 30, 40, we're going to keep the fire north of Highway 12, south of Highway 20, east of Highway 29, and west of the 505 and I-5. With incident meteorologist Eric Kurth.
Good morning, everyone. Well, we're seeing a big change today from what we had yesterday. An example of this is up here where we had northeast winds across Division Victor and Whiskey, which were gusting up to 36 miles an hour at this time. Now they're light variable or light northerly around 2 miles an hour. The temperature is 20 to 24 degrees cooler over the higher terrain. Recoveries are much better than what we saw. So very different picture. Across the area we have low clouds that have spread into the valleys and even over the wall bridge. You might have seen some drizzle on your windshield. It's a deep marine layer about 2,200 feet thick, which is bringing out good recoveries today. That layer of clouds will mix out later this morning, and then we'll see that southwest flow that's been prevailing recent times. That will pick up and spread across the area later in the mid-afternoon hours, spreading up into Whiskey. So a very different picture, and we're going to have to see this prevailing southwest pattern and a warming and drying throughout the weekend. Thank you.
Fire Behavior Analyst, Hugh Scanlon.
Okay, it's Wednesday, September 2nd. These fires look a lot better than they did a week ago when we were looking at this. And so we still have the energy release components are still hovering just below 90% in a lot of these areas, and it's still going to be hot and dry out there, with more hot and dry coming later in the week. So the energy release components, as we get later and later in this week, we're going to start to reach new records. So be aware of that what that translates to is when you get hot embers into these fuels, they're definitely going to want to burn and take off. Wall bridge. Basically, you've got isolated smokes and just isolated heat in this area that's continuing to sort of cook in there. The dry weather helps some of that stuff come up. Yesterday, fortunately, with the weather that we had, a little bit more of that stuff is getting burned down, and you're going to start seeing fewer and fewer smokes. But there's still a lot of heavy fuel out there, and there's still a lot of potential for a great deal of heat. Over here on Hennessy, Branch 20, Division Tango Tango. The only heat that we were able to see last night from satellite was in Tango Tango from some of the activity that was in here interior yesterday. They expect to see a little bit more work in there that needs to be done. Expecting to see a great deal of fire movement out there, but you still have some potential to be kicking up some embers. Moving around, uniform, isolated heat continues. Some of that can be near unburned islands. Be aware that you might have that, and with this southwest push, any fire you get is going to tend to go to the northeast. So keep an eye on that. Through here in the Victor Whiskey area, not seeing very much heat near the line. Everything is looking really good, and through branches 30 and 40, isolated pockets of heat can still be found out there, but we're seeing fewer and fewer of those every day. Aviation shouldn't have too many restrictions today. Have a great shift.
Day operations, Chris Waters, and resource unit leader, Dan Brown, with roll call and work assignments.
Roll call for all branch 10 resources will be.
Morning. Roll call for all branch 10 resources will occur at Sonoma Fairgrounds after this briefing. Suppression repair branch, Jason Butcher.
Here.
Fire suppression repair east, Len Nielsen.
Here.
East zone, Charlie Blankenheim.
Here.
Branch 20, Carl Schweitman.
Here.
Division Sierra Sierra, Tango Tango, Jim Christensen.
Here.
Be known as Tango Tango on the radio. Division Union, Richard Anderson, Robert Clark.
Here. Here.
Branch 25, Barry Bierman.
Here.
Division Victor, Jason Marsh. Division Whiskey, Jeff Gilbert. Both online. Branch 30, unstaffed. Branch 40, Bob Nordrum.
Here.
Golf, Kilo, Mike, Brad Caldwell.
Here.
Be known as Mike on the radio.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We'll start out again on the Wallbridge Fire. Wallbridge Fire, mop up, patrol, haul back. Really important point today. A lot of repopulation going on today in here. We want to be out there to support that effort. Again, be those ambassadors, smile, say hi, and try to support that operation as we move folks back into Wallbridge. Moving over to the Hennessy, a couple of major issues. We got 1 day of heavy cutting. This is the first priority for today, and there's going to be a bit of an air show today to get crews in. Got 1 more day left to go ahead and seal the top of this thing off. Down here in Tango Tango, that's where the only heat is really showing up on this fire. I want to try and beat that down and get that thing mopped up and get it done so we can call it good. A couple things, I harken back to day 5 of the fire, and the audience looks about the same. The numbers are starting to drop down. We got to remember, we're in an era of doing more with less, and we want to stay focused so we can get out of here and get on to the next one. So please stay focused on the task, the priorities, and do the best you can to put on a positive face for this operation. Thank you.
Air Operations Branch Director, Mike Deacon.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Operational priorities for Air Ops today is to extract the crews off H4, support you guys with bucket work and initial attack. Over at H3, we got 1 Type 2, so if you need work on the wall bridge, just holler for Helispot 3 on command, and we'll get a helicopter coming. If there's more work than that, then we'll bump a helicopter over from 7 and Helibase. Take a look at the 220 for available helicopters and times that they'll be available at, and have a good day.
Medical Unit Leader, Josh Clark.
Josh Clark, Medical Unit Leader Trainee. Can you turn to your 206, page 29? Just so, as a reminder, Mert's down for any hand crews. CalMat's on the north side by the racetrack. If you have any needs, I know it's getting later in the incident, so make sure you go there, take care of yourself. Ambulances are strategically placed throughout the incident. We did remove one ambulance at drop point 20, so please make sure to look to see what your closest resource is. Review your IWI, I have reference cards if you need them, and continue to be diligent with your hand washing. Remember to take care of your body because it's the only place you have to live. Thank you.
Communications Unit Leader John McCormick.
Good morning. Well, good news, there's no change in the comm plan. Continue monitoring air to ground for the west, CDF TAC 24, the east, CDF TAC 25, and you can find your comm plan on pages 30, 31 to 32. So if you're tasked for any new starts for the local unit, the IP will be on 32. Have a safe shift.
Safety Officer Chad Thompson.
Hey, we're doing very fortunate. We are primarily mop up, backhaul, hose and trash, and patrolling the fire. That's fortunate. We still have a lot of work to do, but I'm asking you, please stay engaged, stay alert, please brief everyone. We do have hotter, drier weather coming in a couple of days, and manage your fatigue. Take care of yourselves and take care of everyone else. Have a great day.
Demobilization Unit Leader Stan Atchison.
Okay, good morning. Page 38 of your IEP is your demob instructions. Scan the QR code there on the bottom. There's two, one for each base camp to give you the instructions for the specific base camp you're located out of. All Branch 10 resources will begin their demob out of Santa Rosa. As always, wear a mask, show up only at your scheduled time, and help you go home. Thanks.
Training Technical Specialist Claudia Sousa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Claudia Soisa. I am T2. Yesterday, I talked about accountability. You must be accountable for the training assignment that you had opened through the QR code. That doesn't mean it's closed. You must come and see me so we can close it, and the team can issue credit for the assignment during this incident. When you come and see me, please bring the task book, the ICS 225, and the eval letter. If you need to make an appointment, my phone number is listed on the IIP, page 39. I will be available all day, and my location is on the trailer park next to the IC's trailers. Thank you, and be safe.
Public Information Jeff Chumley.
Good morning, Jeff Chumley, Public Information Officer. Just as a reminder, please review with your crews the social media policy. You can find that on page 45 of your IAP. There's a lot of good pictures out there, and if you want to share those on social media, we ask that you run those through the PIO shop. The email can be found on that page, page 45 of your IAP. Also, we have Lost and Found located in the information trailer, as well as we have mail service being delivered to this location, and you can find that address as well in the IEP on page 45. For those viewing this briefing, not of the fire service and unsure of some of the terminology, you can call our incident information line, and the phone number for that is 707-967-4207. Today is our final press conference, and that will be at 11 o'clock in this room. And also for the repop areas, just as a reminder, especially for those returning to their homes, as Chief Waters mentioned, be good ambassadors to these people who have lost everything. You can leave a really good and positive impression in their life by showing some compassion and helping them as they sort through their things. Tree safety is a big issue. Please share that information with them and make sure that everyone's safe with these tree hazards. And please, as you're out there in the public, we ask that you're wearing your masks as a good example. It's important that we do that. And finally, the numbers for this incident. Overall, the complex is 375-209, 76% contained. The Hennessy side is 317-909, 74% contained. The Walbridge fire, 54,940, 85% contained, and the Myers Fire is 2360 with 100% containment. Thank you and have a safe shift.
Team 2 Incident Commander Baraka Carter.
All right, good morning, Baraka Carter, IC Training, Princeton Medical Team 2. All right, so for the last couple of days, we've been fortunate enough for the weather that we've had. Nice recoveries with our humidities over the night. In the next coming days, we're expected to have some record-breaking temperatures. So what I'm asking of you is to make sure that over this next day or two, that we button up those sections of lines that we need to before that heat wave takes place. At its peak, we've had over 30,000 residents evacuated. That number's down to 5,000, roughly 5,000. That's contributed to your efforts out there. So what I asked for you to do over the last 2 weeks, we've been hammering away at this incident. I need you guys to be mindful, keep your head on a swivel, maintain your situational awareness as you're out there around and in the fire perimeters, because you're gonna have a lot of residents out there. Take the time, if you have it, to address them, address any concerns that they may have, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a safe shift.
Couple closing comments. Branch 10 will continue to be supported out of Sonoma County Fairgrounds. If you were at this briefing and going out to Branch 10, if you're at the Calistoga briefing and going out to Branch 10, please ensure that you report to your drop points to receive a briefing from your division supervisor. For unassigned resources, they will be over here with Dan Brown to my left. Cooperators meeting at 10, planning meeting at 1700. The last press conference will be today at 11, and our next operational briefing will be here at 0700. For branch breakouts, we have in this room, starting over to my left, branch 20, coming around to branch 40 on my right, with fire suppression repair in the back corner. With that, turn on your electronic devices and have a safe shift.